from Michigan is recognized.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I appreciate my colleague from Michigan granting me a little time here. I was not planning on speaking on this. I'm actually down here for an amendment. But let me clean it up, Mr. Speaker. The hot garbage that we are hearing right now from the other side prompts me to address this. I'm vice chair of the Financial Services Committee. One of our speakers earlier serves on that committee, where we regularly cross swords philosophically about what the role of ESG is. Environmental, social, and governance has been a hot topic, I can tell you that. And when he's trying to compare what we're talking about today, this isn't to what we're dealing with some of the other retirement plans and publicly traded companies and what the SEC has been doing. We're not talking apples and oranges. We're talking apples and pine cones. I mean, they might both grow on trees, but they're not anything like what the reality is. And he's talking about being a CEO. This is one of our colleagues who's talking about being a CEO of a wind company. Mr. Speaker, that is by definition one of those ESG companies. And when he's talking about pecuniary questions not being allowed to be asked, completely false. It's materiality is the watchword. Materiality. And what we saw under the last administration is they blew through that, by the way, legal definition, which was from 1976. Thurgood Marshall is the one that developed the materiality definition by law. And they blew through that and said, you know what? These issues are so important to us that we're just going to kind of set the law aside and say, no, you must have an environmental or a social or governance lens with which to drive this through. That has nothing to do with return. Nothing to do with return. And what we have seen is that the activist investors that have gotten involved, who have driven these, who have put these shareholder proposals in place, have put these requests in place, they don't care about return. That isn't their word, that isn't their goal. Their goal is social change. And what we have seen, Mr. Speaker, is over the years we have seen time and time again the cudgel of government, the cudgel of regulators using to pound business and investments into place what they think is the right place. And what it has done is it's actually cheated those that are dependent upon the return, whether it's a firefighter or a teacher. By the way, in CalPERS, they have actually extracted themselves from a number of these ESG programs and portfolios. Why? Because they were having lawsuits from their own members demanding more return and less concern. And what I would just say is that as we've put together, actually, with the Financial Services Committee, we put together an ESG work group that I had the pleasure of chairing. And we came up with a report. And what that report identified was that we were seeing...
Member's time has expired.
Sorry, Mr.
One more minute.
One more minute.
Well, thank you, and I'll wrap this up. What we were seeing is materiality. By the way, material issues are legally required to be disclosed for a publicly traded company or for any of these investment folks. So nobody's trying to hide things. In fact, they legally are required to disclose any of those material issues that may affect stock price. And what we are seeing here is, including the gentleman from Illinois and others, they've argued that all questions regarding the environment or social issues, those are somehow material. And Mr. Speaker, it simply isn't true. We have to put the investor, that retiree, that person who is desperate for return so that they can retire first, not second behind social issues that bureaucrats have decided is the primary goal. With that, I yield back to the gentleman.